So this is always a special time for families, for those who've made the tour, and also a difficult time for those players who have not managed to make the team. But the challenge is not lost on anyone for the Kenya Simbas looking to qualify for the World Cup for the first time. The teams we are going to play in Dubai are very strong, and they're also preparing as hard as we are. Preparations have not been ideal. Of course, we wanted to be in South Africa for a high performance camp and also to play teams that would test us and stretch us. But that is the reality and the situation on the ground. We have tried to recreate a high performance environment as much as possible in Nairobi and here in Gilgil. But we'll be a bit undercooked in terms of match fitness, but I'm sure the players will be able to adjust very quickly. The blend of youth and experience has been something that is key and will be key if the Simbas are to qualify. And I think what I've been pleased about is to see each group of the young players and the old players complementing each other. I think Pembroke House need to be thanked a great deal for coming through to subsidize a lot of the costs so that this camp has been made possible. Thank you as well to Hildana Lodge. Without their support, we would not have been able to fly in our overseas players and also get in some expertise from abroad. Alpha Fit in Nairobi have been fantastic, giving us support with the use of the gym equipment, and also for Waridi for their hospitality. So when you have stakeholders and supporters like this is what makes this very possible to be able to prepare a team for an international tournament. I think I'll go straight into the team we're going on tour and then maybe make a few comments about some of the players. So congratulations go out to Patrick Owuko, Edward Maura, Eugene Sifuna, Andrew Siminyu, Brian Waraba, Teddy Akala, Ephraim Odwor, Joseph Odero, Ian Masheti, Thomas Okeo, Brian Otieno, Malcolm Onsando, Clinton Odhiambo, George Nyambua, Dan Sikuta, Martin Owila, Bethwel Anami, Joshua Weru, Samuel Asati, Brian Tanga, Samson Onsomu, Geoffrey Ominde, Ahamon Wamalwa, Jacob Oje, Timothy Omela, John Okoth, Geoffrey Okwach, Peter Kilonzo, Bryson Adaka, Belda Dogeta, and Darwin Kidza. So congratulations to these 31 players who've made the team. We are missing the services of Davis Chenge due to work commitments. We are also missing the services of Collins Injera, Dominic Coulson, Andrew Matoka, Derek Ashiundu, who's out through injury. And they will be missed, but I think the players who've come in are more than able to take Kenya to the World Cup because we have been building with these players over the last year. Derek Ashiundu, as I've said, is injured. Collins Injera is work commitments. Dominic Coulson is doing his master's program in Edinburgh University in the UK, and he's not able to get an opportunity to come and represent the country, and so is Andrew Matokwa, who's in the United States. Just to mention some of the players we have, our youngest player on tour, I think congratulations to Joshua Weru, who just turned 19. I think it's 19 years of age and 10 or so days, but he's been playing the game since he was 6. He's been in our radar since he represented Kenya in the IPS tour with the Kenya under-13 side to Roslyn Park Sevens, and we had drafted him into the wider squad for the under-20s pre-COVID, and we're glad to see that he's now come of age. Northampton Saints in the academy have done a good job with him, and I think he's going to add an unknown factor, being young and quite fearless. I guess all young people are like that at that age, and it will also be good to see him bring some of the subtle skills that he's learned as a young player. Amon Wamalwa, who's come into a very difficult position. We're missing John Ekubu as well through injury. Unfortunately, broke his hand in the internal match we played last week. And he's also been part of our wider under-20 squad before COVID. We are all glad to have seen him come back to full health, and he has a lot of potential. He does not let errors affect how he plays, and that is a very critical component of being a good flyer. So if we're looking at this team, I think Kenyans should be very pleased with the fact that we have carried a lot of players who are in the under-20s. We've got John Okoth, Geoffrey Okwach, Andrew Siminyu, Ian Machete, who are all part of the Kenya under-19 side in the Junior World Trophy. In this team as well, we have a huge group of players who've been in the under-20s with us. I think Bethel Anami, Andrew Siminyu, as I've mentioned, Edward Maura, who've come through the system with the under-20s, and that is great to see. Sadly, we're missing Vincent Onyala, who has been drafted in with the Kenya Sevens team, who will be playing in the Hong Kong Sevens. So we're sad to miss him as well. So the backline has gone through quite a few radical changes. But when we look at the personnel that we have, we're quite pleased with the fact that they'll be able to do the job for the team in Dubai.